많이 겁먹어서 지금 이거 또 낚일 수 있어요.
야 이거 진짜
네.
근데 드라마
이거 그렇죠. 벙커 또 늘리고 있거든요 지금.
이거
그러면은 시즈 막을 때 시간이고 시즈 막을 때 시간이고 좋아요.
시간이고 도망.
네, 지금 콘솔로봇이 지금 제대로 멘트 못해줬거든요.
자, 진짜
여기까지만 끊고 뒤로 빼야죠.
자 의료선 아케이드를
자,
활용하는
근데 이거
타격입니다.
네, 들어가면 위험합니다. 이제
오,
이게 또
이거?
광물이 막기 때문에 이거 막혔습니다. 이거 병력 소환 한번 더 하면 막힐 수밖에 없어요.
정지우 GG 살아났습니다. GG
GG.
심해요. 자 볼게요. 자 일단 이게 제가
저허.
잘못 본 게 아닌가 생각이 됐었거든요.
우와,
자,
했던
지금,
거예요?
자 지름길을 만들고 있을 때
역장
남기호
뽑기.
선수-
네, 이건 일단
예. 자 취소 일단 못 시켰습니다. 그냥 완성을 시켜버렸어요.
역장으로.
확인을 시켰는데 이거 어우
네, 역장으로 가시적 설정 무력화 시켰죠.
그렇죠. 자, 근데
언덕이
약간 올라가서
이것만큼 허용하면 안 됩니다.
무혈입성 성공입니다.
뭐 공격을 오는 모습이고요.
그렇죠. 한 개씩 들어 올리면서 살고 싶어 살 수가 없는 그럽니다.
황전사 춤춥니다.
광전사 댄스까지 선보이고 있는 남기호 선수.
거의 그대로 남아있죠.
GG.
지금 지뢰가 빠지면은
시야 안 걸리나요?
지금 들어오면 큰일 납니다.
네, 김동호 선수의 공격이 더 빨라요.
이거
지금
들어갔는데요. 지뢰가 빠져있는 상황에서
자,
화염차가 이제 해변가 출이 올라가는데요.
자, 화염차가 많아서 건설 로봇 쫙
아우.
뺏겨요.
화염 찢어버리는데
이거
힘이 들리고 있어요.
네, 땅거미 지뢰로 대박을 노려야 돼요.
들어가서
자, 네, 이거
피해를 좀
조성주
줬거든요.
선수 지금 건설 로봇
예.
다 죽었어요.
이제 3개 남았어, 3개.
근데 또 내려가려면 좁기 때문에 건설 로봇 잘 못해. 디테일 하게 만들어야 돼요. 바이킹.
들어가서 저 몇 개 잡을지. 저기서 이렇게
싸울 그런 벤시를 바이킹이 잘 다녀주면서 막아야
네.
되고요. 네, 자극제 먹고 달리는 거고요.
센터 교전하면서 7시까지 현재. 자, 병력 빠르게 왔거든요. 또 왔습니다.
본질.
자, 이번에 미사일 포탑이 좀 있거든요. 병력 전부 내려앉히고 의료선 타집니다.
네, 김동호 선수 병력 빨리 와야 될 것 같은데요.
완전히 빅이 비었어요. 완전히 빅이 비었습니다.
네, 포탑이 좀 있고
두비가 터진 게 지금 좀 크네요.
네.
병력 아껴야 됩니다.
잘 싸워야거든요.
네, 변형은 본진 잡힐 수도 있어요.
여기서.
막아내야 되죠. 막아내야 됩니다.
오는 병력만 막으면은
자,
제재 경기 끝났습니다. 자, 준비하고 있죠. 한 번 더 늘려요.
자, 7관.
이거 좀 비교적 빠른
이거
타이밍에 관문이 올라가고 있는 것
예.
같습니다.
예.
자, 충전 들어가고요.
그냥 가서 맞으면서
네, 그냥 싸우나요? 그건 아니겠죠. 역장 맞으면 못 도망갑니다, 이거.
네, 파수기가 좀 있거든요.
자,
다 태워서
네.
태워서 나가는데요.
이득 보면서 차원분광기가 들어가요.
안쪽 들어갑니다. 병력 빠져 있거든요. 빠져 있는 거지 알았어요.
그 소환됐던 병력은 그냥 그대로
자,
가만히 놨었는데요.
제도 안 걸렸습니다. 그러면서 9시까지 지금 날이 바짝 서 있는데요, 변현우.
네.
자, 계속 내려앉히면서 소소한 이득을 챙기고 있어요, 변현우 선수.
이거 우려선을 잘 따라다녀야 됩니다. 우려선이
많아요,
내리기
우려선이.
전에 그 아래에서 광전사가 좀 대기를 해줘야 효과적으로 막을 수가 있는 부분인데요.
자,
한방 싸움이거든요.
그렇죠. 저렇게 폭풍에 바이킹이 긁히는 것이 정말 중요합니다.
들어와서
잘 뽑으셨어요. 거신이
들어왔고요. 누가
대신 지역 맞으면서 자, 이거 최후의 한 방의 느낌이 좀 나요.
바이킹 너무 많이 맞았어. 바이킹.
그렇죠.
폭풍 다 떨어졌어요.
자, 이거
변호를
위험한
빼야 됩니다.
겁니다.
빼야 됩니다.
시전 내려옵니다. 내려오가요.
때라는 이곳은 백이나 선수예요. 백.
바이킹이 한두 방에 바이킹 뭉쳐있다 다 터졌거든요. 변현우의 바이킹 다 터지니까 거신이 다 치워버리죠. 변현우 양바 싸움 치즈.
(2013) GSTL Season 1. NS Hosa, Axiom Acer, MVP, FX Open, LGIM, Azubu, Prime, StarTale.
Welcome back to the GSTL. We had, of course, in our first game, Avenge take out the final boss, and now it's time for Keen.
Time for the Commander. Commander Keen, wearing the helmet and the pogo stick, is jumping into the booth actually. So now he is up against Avenge. Strong Protoss player for StarTale. Somehow StarTale seems to breed strong Protoss players. I don't know how they do it, but we had Squiddle come out of StarTale. We had Parting. So now it's Avenge. I don't know.
They've got a lot of new talent coming in from ZenX, and it's hard to say new anymore because they've been together for quite some time now. You can see ZenX coach sitting there on the left, in fact.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, everyone who comes into StarTale for some reason seems to blossom there and just to really perform on a completely different level.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. During the 5-minute break, Keen was joking several times that he was going to use a 11-11 proxy. He said that he used that in the GSL recently. I don't think he'll actually go through with it, but he seems very serious. Red City is the map.
You know what always blows me away? It's how old Keen is. 18 years.
Yeah.
I always have him at least at like 21, 22, 23, roughly the age that DRG is and other players. But he's 18 years old. I don't know, the guy just seems so much more mature than that.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's been around for such a long time as a player that it feels like he has to be at least 20.
Well, he's up against the young Protoss opponent. We're going into our second match here at the GSTL Season 1 2013. StarTale up against MVP. We have Avenge versus Keen. Performing well in Code A, and in his first match here at the GSTL, starting at the bottom right, the Protoss player for Team StarTale, we have
StarTale, Avenge.
Avenge looking good with the Zoe keyboard here. Starting to the top left, cross position is the Terran player for Team MVP. It's the Commander.
MVP Keen.
Keen, such a strong player, very strong on a 2-player map in this matchup. No matter who he's up against, his medevacs will fly, and they will fly fast, and they will come from many directions.
Yeah, Commander Keen has to take a win now for his team. Dongragu could not win. And DRG, he seems to be not doing all that well right now.
He's having some trouble.
He always has these up and downs in his career, times where he is in a huge slump. He had that back in 2012, then he was back on track. But now these days, it looks like he's struggling again.
Yeah, he's definitely having some serious trouble here, and I'm hoping that he can figure it out, whatever it is he's going through right now, but doesn't figure it out today. Avenge now taking double gases. He's up a game in the series. He's got the momentum on his side. He does not scout the correct location, though.
Yeah, tries to find out where exactly Keen spawned. The same is true for the Terran player, sending out his first SCV. And we have him starting with the gas too. Starting to the top left with the refinery here. So he wants to be a bit more aggressive. Notable because we have a very big map where a lot of players will decide to play greedy. Yeah. But that's not the case for Keen.
I feel like almost every time I cast this map, there are cross spawns, whether it's bottom left and top right, or top left and bottom right, as is here. It always gives me the impression this map is a 2-player map. It's obviously not. It's a 4-player map. But now he's going to come in here and see he does not actually get denied. So you will see the really quick reactor here. This is very important for him to know.
Very quick reactor. Doesn't even get a single marine or anything, so goes into the reactor play. Scouts already what's going on with the bottom right. I'm curious what we're going to see here. We might actually just, there are so many things that you can do with this. Double Reaper is one of the options. Can play very aggressive. Has been scouted though, goes into 1 Reaper and then has the potential of just going into an expand and just getting Marines out there so that he can defend.
Yeah. The probe is sticking around as long as possible. He wants to know if it's a Reaper or not. Sees the command center even.
Yeah. There's the CC as expected. With the reactor at the barracks, he can get those Marines out really quick.
Yep, starts a Marine now. And We'll start a second Marine in just a second. Mothership Core here is scouted by Keen. He also sees the double gases and no Nexus, so he's going to be careful here.
So both players know exactly what they're up against, and an eBay block for just a few seconds. That is already going to be really annoying, but it's being scouted immediately, so at least that's one thing that Avenge can do.
Yeah, you know, this is a bit of a risk. If he had not been scouted, that could have been really, really good. Since he wasn't really worth it. The probe wasn't even down there, but it was a good idea.
It was a really good idea, but Avenge was on top of it. He immediately saw what was going on and was able to take it out before anything happened. Reaper jumping up the cliff right into the arms of the Stalker, so Avenge doing a decent job denying scouting information.
Yeah, he will not be able to stop the Reaper from saying that there is a Nexus here, but at the very least, he's kept it out of the main base, protecting the important information of whether or not he's gone into multiple gateways or robotics after this. And then the answer is going to be gateways, but he only makes it after the Reaper runs away.
With the cross position that we have here and both players going for the style of play, we are definitely heading in a little bit of a longer game. Both of them just trying to play a bit more patient, focusing on the economy now after a very passive start.
Yeah, he's trying to find and kill that Reaper with his Mothership Core. He's not able to do so. The probe survives over here.
Yeah, it's still hiding over there and was never scouted, so he can really use the probe not only to get a pylon up if he wants to, but the scouting information, of course, even more important.
Yeah. I think he's just going to keep it there for a really long time, and then as soon as it seems appropriate to scout, he's going to run it over there and find out exactly what type of composition he's making. But you know what? With these extra gateways going down, he could just make a pylon.
Yeah, definitely true. There's a lot of gateways coming out of Avenge now, so he has the potential to be very aggressive here.
And there's the pylon.
There's the pylon to the top left.
This is on the high ground too, so this is something that Keen will not be able to see unless he actually walks up there. And this could be devastating if he has Stalkers on that high ground.
I actually feel this is just a reaction to the probe not being scouted. I don't think that Avenge would have gone for this strategy if the probe would have been taken out.
100% agree with you. No doubt in my mind this is just a reaction to what he's seen. Mothership Core is going to clear the watchtower. Then he's going to send his units across the map undetected. Pylon is finished, and
you know
he has no idea.
We don't even have a single bunker. Now the first bunker is being built, but that is already so late. And it's only because the Marine is there, so he saw what was coming. He was trying to skimp on the bunker. But here's the warp in on the high ground, and he can completely forgo all those defensive structures.
Yeah, this is a huge problem for Keen. He just did not scout. Zealots are going to come down here on the flank. He doesn't go for high ground Stalkers. You know, the Stalkers can only be useful on the high ground if they can hit their targets on the low ground. Here he goes. Units coming from both sides now. Zealots from the high ground, and here come those bunkers. The person finishes.
The Zealots are closing the distance. One bunker is done, and immediately Avenge backs off, but another round of warp-ins is ready, and here come the sentries for the force fields.
Yep, sentries are ready. Gets good force fields up. No repair on that bunker. The second bunker getting closer, but the Zealots cannot close the gap.
The Zealots are now trying to move in. The Stalkers dishing out a lot of damage. Bunker number one is already gone, but the second one is about to finish.
Yep, it's about to finish, but he's putting force fields to try to block those Marines out. He blocks the repair here. He needs just a few more, and there it is. The bunker falls.
Avenge going full at it, using the time warp on the ramp. Really well done. The Mothership Core lending strength to this attack, and now Avenge is just going at it.
Yep, Keen is dead. He's lost way too much. So many SCVs already down, and this is all about the one pylon on the high ground that was not scouted.
Keen is trying to save his command center here. It's heavily attacked, but he needs to send the SCVs in for the repair. Now the ramp is once again open, and the Protoss player makes his way up into the main base of his opponent.
Time warp on those SCVs and a good force field as well. +1 is about to finish for Keen, but Stim will not. And there's more warp-ins. He's got another pylon up at the front warping in right now as well.
So many SCVs already gone. He's down to 17 against 33 probes, and Avenge just doesn't stop. He's moving in, taking down worker after worker. All those Marauders are immediately being attacked after they leave the barracks. This is looking horrible.
Yeah, Avenge is going to take 2 wins here. A great reactionary build as Scan goes down. You know, he's desperate at this point.
GG. Widow Mines are strong, but not strong enough to take down an entire Protoss army. The StarTale Protoss with 2 wins back-to-back. Great job here by Avenge.
Yeah, he did not... He was not afraid to take a risk in this game with that probe he had. It really, really worked out for him.
We had Keen just in a position where he didn't scout, and then after he didn't scout, he also tried to skip a little bit on those bunkers. They were way too late, and he just started building them, and he saw the Protoss army walking across the map with the Marine that occupied the Zalnaga watchtower.
Yeah. This was such a really, really technical game. It's just the pylons on the high ground, warps and units there, hides them, and now MVP has to be very frustrated. They've lost 2 very strong players, and they only have 2 players left, and the question is, who are those players going to be? this guy's got all the momentum. It's all on Avenge right now.
I mean, they have to send out Sniper at some point, but the question really is, what are you going to do in this situation? Do you send out a Protoss? There are so many good Protoss players on this lineup, and we talked about Tails being a great sniper, but is he one to send out in a PvP? Even though PvP, all those mirror matchups are still gambling a little bit. It depends so much on which build order you choose, a lot of the mind games that are going on, and this is a horrible situation for MVP now.
Yeah, it really is. You know, sending out Tails is a great sniper choice against a different matchup, but in this matchup, PvP, you can try it if he's got a special build order, but your opponent may also just counter your build order, ironically, and then you're in a position where you lose now Tails, who's also your sniper, and you're down to your last player. So I think they have to pull out the big guns here and rely on a heavy-hitting player, whether it's a Terran or a Zerg.
But the thing is, the big guns, you already defeated DRG. Of course, they're still a sniper, but this is a position where you don't want to be at. I mean, this gives StarTale so much potential to counter whatever player comes out next. They are already up 2 matches, so that means that they can counter whoever comes out. They will know already that there are only 2 players remaining in the best of 7 format that we have. So even if there's not, for example, a Sniper coming out now, Sniper playing a good play against Avenge, taking out the opponent, then StarTale can already design a counter strategy against Sniper immediately right off the bat as soon as the player leaves the bench.
Yeah. By the way, the map has been chosen. I just got invited into it. It's Whirlwind, so it lends itself to being a Zerg player.
Yeah.
I could see Sniper come out here, even though it's a bit early. I could also see Monster come out.
The thing is, I don't really feel you want to send out Sniper, but I feel you have to.
Yeah, I
Him
mean,
being the last player, okay, but you want to have a little bit of wiggle room later on to snipe an opponent, and you need someone who takes more games than only one. One map win is just not enough.
Exactly. I think that we could see Noxo, aka Monster, come out here as well. He's someone they really like to use in the team. They've relied on him a lot in the past. It's all up to them. It's a tough choice.
He's a strong player, but who's it gonna be? Will we have Sniper? No, we don't.
It is Monster, in fact. Noxo is his new ID. And this is kind of a predictable choice for me, given that they like to send this guy out a lot. And once I saw Whirlwind, I was thinking it's either him or it's Sniper.
Well, he has to prove himself. Well, not really. I mean, the guy is really good. We know that. We've seen it several times in the GSTL already. So it's not like he's someone where you say like, oh wow, why did they do that? But still, if you send out Noxo now, do you play a second Zerg with Sniper as your last player if he loses?
There's no more snipe ability here either. They can't use Tails, they can't use Finale. They're not going to be able to use those Protoss players that have been so good at sniping.
Yeah, Super, for example, is also a really strong player. I mean, he got an all-kill in the season already, so
they could be thinking of using him for the closer instead of Sniper. Yeah, it's definitely possible.
Naxo is definitely a good choice. I mean, Monster is a really good player. The only problem that I have with this is if you still want to bring Sniper, then you rely on 2 Zergs. Again, after already playing a Zerg as your first player, so that makes you... I don't know. I mean, my reasoning behind this is, let's say Naxo wins now. Who do you bring in? A player who is strong against Zerg.
Yeah.
And if you then want to still play Sniper, Sniper is up against a very good player in this matchup, and that's what you always want to avoid. You want to force a bad matchup on your opponent's player, and that's something that they can't do with this build anymore.
Yeah.
So it might actually just be a Protoss, and we might not see Sniper today.
I think that that's a really good judgment of the situation. I think that we will probably, if they lose a 3rd player in a row here, send out a Protoss, probably Super, but we'll find out what Noxo can do here. He's definitely a top-notch Zerg. He's one of their Team League big hitters. He's never really been the individual league guy. Yes, he has made some appearances, but he is one of their Team League guys. He's one of the guys they send out first off, they send him out second a few times. He's someone they really, really like to rely on.
Yeah, definitely true. Avenge, on the other hand, I mean, he is on such a roll. This guy is looking so strong. Taking down DRG and Keen, wow.
Yeah,
that's really impressive.
You know, Whirlwind is a completely different map from the one we saw in Game 1. Very different from Akalon, but still, I would not put it past Avenge to get 3 kills here and take him out on Whirlwind. Definitely a possibility.
I'm really curious. We had Naxo already in this season playing against opponents like Hart, a win that he took when MVP was up against Axionasa. But in the end, MVP lost because MMA took down Naxo and DRG.
Very true. This is very tense for MVP right now. Monster really, really needs this win. Can he do it? We're going to find out. If he doesn't, Avenge is going to take his 3rd win in a row here at MVP up against StarTale GSTL with Powder and Wolf.